adopted him a year ago, actually. And he's about 5 years old, turning 6 next month. He is actually my sister's boyfriend's cousin. The reason why we adopted him is because their mom is addicted to meth, is addicted to weed, is addicted to basically every drug that is available to her, she's gotten. And she has had him since he was a baby. She adopted him from her aunt. It's really confusing. So the mom came to us and asked if we could take care of the kids. And there's 5 kids. The oldest one lives in Washington, and he's in the Navy. And then the girl lives in Georgia now. And then there's 2 other boys older than him. One lives in Texas and one lives in Martin Valley. And they're all split up because the mom can't take care of them anymore. And so we have him, and it's been a struggle because my youngest sister is only 2 years younger than me, so I've never had a little brother, so it's really hard. But a lot of parents don't know what it takes to take care of a kid. And a lot of teens get pregnant at a young age and they have no idea what they're getting themselves into, and they're not educated. And so the abuse and neglect rate of children is really, really high right now. And it's about every 10 seconds a child is reported as being abused, and 5 children every day die from abuse. And over 30% of those children that are abused will later on, if they ever have a family, 30% of them will actually neglect or abuse their own kid as well. So it's like a never-ending cycle. So I came here to talk about how to stop abuse. Not completely, but lessen it a lot than what it is now. And so by that, I think that parenting classes should be enforced. Not required as a license, because people are they don't like to be told what to do. So I think that it should be enforced to have at least taken 3 parenting classes. And that includes, the first one would be a pregnancy class, to let all the women know what's going to happen with your pregnancy, what you're going to go through, your body changes, and what's going to happen when you go into labor, because a lot of women have no idea what it is, and then they just start asking for all these drugs once they get into the hospital. And then the second class would be a birthing class, which would teach you how to be calm and how to have the bags packed and everything ready to go once you start having contractions. And then the last one would be a child development class, which is basically to tell you the stages that your baby's going to go through when it grows up, what you need to do, and that's just the bare minimum that I think every parent, not only the women, but all the men should know as well. So, as stated in Should Parents Be Licensed, a professor of law said, where the birth of a child is not intended, biological connection will not guarantee love or adequate care. So even though you're born to your birth parents, and that's the whole difference between when you adopt someone, you have to go through all these tests, all these examinations, all these classes to make sure that you will be a good parent. Just like my parents had to go through a lot of classes to get my little brother, and a lot of still social workers are coming over to make sure that he's still in the right home. And so I propose that these classes should be free, because I know a lot of women and parents that have babies, it's not planned, and so they don't have the money to go and pay for classes, which is why a lot of them don't go now. So I think that they should be free, and the reason that they will be free is from taxes. Everything is taken out of taxes eventually, so why not put it to good use? And also donations and benefactors. I know all of my teachers of early childhood development, they're all they were the ones that gave me the idea to have it been a requirement for young parents, even any brand new parent, to go through a class. So according to Unite for Children, these basic standards incorporate the full range of human rights, civil, cultural, economic, and social rights. I interviewed a kindergarten teacher, and she stated that that she has had instances where some of her kids were being abused or really neglected. They would come with their toes hanging out of their shoes. They hadn't showered in like a whole week, and it gets that bad sometimes, and so she has to file a report saying that one of her kids is being neglected, and it happens a lot. And so she said that if this were to be enforced, that you would be able to see rapid changes in the generations, because the children are so young that it starts at an early age. So it would benefit the kids a lot, and they would be a lot happier if they were not being neglected. And it also says that according to Jack Westman in Licensing Parents, children who grew up in circumstances that fostered self-reliance and optimism rather than submission and hopelessness, despair, or were larger, brighter, and more resilient. As a result, they were healthier and lived longer. So it's the fact that if the children live a healthy life, they'll also live longer. So my plan is to sign a petition and to get some kind of bill so that it's mandatory for all parents to go through at least the 3 classes. And if they have from conception to birth to pass those 3 classes. And if they don't, then it would be required that like a nurse or someone in the hospital would be there to volunteer to give the parent the necessary classes right then, and just like a quick overview so that when they go home they know how to feed the baby, they know how to change the diaper and the necessary things.